Hi everyone, today we're going to make some meat pot pies. We are going to use the mirepoix of meats. Of course, that is the trifecta of meats: pork, chicken, and beef. You can't go wrong with those three. Well, maybe if you had a little bacon. Okay, you're going to dice your meat up really fine. When you finish dicing up your meat, we're going to put it into separate containers. Now these meat pot pies can be filled with anything, but today, just the three meats. We'll put them into little containers and we'll set them aside. Next, we're going to take a small pan, a little bit of olive oil, and individually we'll put our meats in and we're going to cook them up. Whatever flavor you like, that's the spice you're going to add, and you're going to repeat this 3 times. Once for the pork, once for the chicken, and of course, once for the beef. Now we're going to make our gravy for each one of our meats. In a bowl, put 2 cups of hot water, and this is the beef base, but we'll use beef for the beef base, pork for the pork, and chicken for the chicken. I'll add about a tablespoon of the base, a tablespoon of all-purpose flour. We'll mix it up, we'll put it into a saucepan, put it on the stove, and let it simmer until it's nice and thick. Now we're going to make our crust. 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of shortening. I use the butter-flavored shortening. Now you can use a pastry knife or just 2 butter knives, and you're going to chop up all of the shortening until they're about the size of a pea. When you have finished with that, form it into kind of a circle, poke a hole in it, and a couple ounces of cold water. It's important to use cold water. Use a fork to mix it up. It'll begin to pull away from the bowl. When it finally pulls away from the bowl, then you're ready to go. Take your dough, set it aside, put a little bit of flour down on your table, a little bit of flour on your rolling pin, and then you're going to roll out your dough. You're going to make sure you roll it out really, really thin. Use wax paper if you need to, and a little flour as you need it. Now I'm not using round pans, I'm using square loaf pans, so I'm cutting out squares. And once I finish cutting them out, I'm going to set them aside on some wax paper. I'm making 6 loaves. So 6 of these squares is what I need to make, and 6 tops. When I'm done, I'll form them into each loaf pan and I'll fill them full of meat. Once the meat's in, I'm going to put the gravy in. It'll be the chicken first, and then it'll be the pork, and then it will be the beef. Now I used about 1 pound of meat, a pound of chicken, 1 pound of pork, and 1 pound of beef. And this is going to give me 6 really nice size pot pies. Put the top on, and you'll crimp it to the edges of the dough that's already in the pan. Do it to all 6, and then what I like to do is I take a small knife and I'll carve the initial of what it is. So I've got 2 P's, 2 B's, and 2 C's. In the oven at 400 degrees for about 45 to 50 minutes. When you pull them out, you can see they're completely done. Now this crust was inspired by my sister. She makes this crust in her sleep. She's such a great baker. It's very flaky and very flavorful. You cut into that thing nice and hot, and we'll give it a try. Oh yeah. That's really good. Well, thanks for watching.